Item on the agenda is a request from our tax collector to increase the tax certification fee. Judy, I know you presented at the work session. You were asked to return to speak on this issue again this evening. Would anyone like to start on this? Would you like to come up and speak, or?
I don't know if, I know you weren't at the meeting, Julia. Did anybody have any further questions for me with regards to
Okay, we need to remind the public, I believe, about what your request
what
is.
I'm asking for?
Just like give
Want me
a...
to summarize it?
Yes,
Okay.
if you wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Thank you.
I approached Borough Council to approve the raising of my tax certification fee from $20 to $35, and justification being that that's what Newtown Township collects. Well, they collect 35. Up the other, I'm sorry, the municipalities in the Council Rock School District, all of them make either $30 to $35 per tax cert. And so Newtown Township, Upper Makefield, those collectors get 35 per cert, and Wrightstown and Northampton, those collectors get 30 apiece. As I explained in email correspondence and again at work session, I never came forward to council before to get my tax cert fees in line with the other collectors in Council Rock because I can't certify any data that was taken by prior tax collectors. So I started in 08. I was only certifying 1 year. And then in 09, I was certifying 2 years. At maximum, most title and abstract companies are looking for 3 years of certification. And so for any data that they needed that I didn't have the responsibility of collecting, I would then turn them over to the tax claim department in Doylestown, and for an additional $15, they would get prior year information. So in essence, they've been, to get the full 3 years, they've been paying 35, but only, you know, the 20 from me and then the 15 from the county. So that's basically it.
Can you explain what a tax certification is?
Okay. A tax certification is verification of the taxes that are paid on any given property, the property taxes. So, and that's a fee that is part of closing costs when you purchase a home, and also if there's a refinance on a property.
And this is paid to you by the person who's requesting it as opposed to it coming from the borough?
That's right. It doesn't come out of tax dollars. It's a fee. You know, it's one of those fees that shows up on your closing documents or your refi documents.
So it's just proving that all the taxes have been paid on your property at the
Right.
time at which you settle.
Right, exactly. Because, you know, at closing, you have to, right, the seller is responsible for so many months of the year, and they you know, do all that calculation. Who owes what? The seller owes this, the buyer owes this for the remaining, you know, the remaining number of months or whatever in a tax cycle. So, and then of course the lien information is on there, and you know.
And how much time does it take for you to do that?
Well, you know, that's what I was trying to explain at the work session. The cert in itself, you know, it's basically data entry in my software program. But what they're really paying for is the accuracy of the information, the accuracy of the data keeping for those 3 years. And it's you know, I anticipated that question. It's very difficult to answer, you know, how much time goes into all of that data. To give you, you know, if I answer it, I want to answer it honestly and fairly, and it's really, I can't come up with an amount.
That's okay. That's okay. All right. Does anyone have any questions for Judy?
Sean?
Sure.
Am I correct, Paul, that what we would be, if we vote on something tonight, it's a vote to advertise a change to the ordinance, but not actually an adoption of the ordinance itself?
That is correct. And in addition, also advertising a resolution that would amend the existing fee schedule.
Okay. So there would be any public discussion as to whether we actually adopt this fee increase at next month's meeting or after the advertising's been done. Is that right?
Yes. This was what was misstated in the original agenda. We're just looking to advertise both the ordinance and the resolution. There will be a public hearing, and I would advertise it after this meeting to be held at the upcoming council meeting, not the work session, the public meeting. So it would be coming up on the next agenda, and the public would have an opportunity to be heard and to comment, and Judy would once again have the opportunity to explain her position.
Okay. I think, with apologies to those hardy souls who are still here in the audience, but probably more for the benefit of people who may watch on television, I want to give them some background and also ask some questions and have you fill in some blanks. And sometimes when someone talks, people are thinking, well, which way is he going with this? And I just want to say at the outset, if we vote on that motion tonight, I'm not going to vote against it. So that's where I'm going to end up. But my initial concern when we got the email last week was that we're being asked to increase only one fee, and a fee that doesn't go into the borough coffers, but really just compensates only the tax collector. And that's counterbalanced by, I think, people who work are entitled to a living wage, and other salaried municipal employees and police officers receive increases, and I was also influenced by a comment that you made that I'm going to repeat tonight. Just some quick background, and this is stuff that I didn't know any of it a year ago.
Nobody does.
And much of it I didn't know a week ago. But borough elected officials. Council people are not paid. There's no compensation, there are no benefits. It's a purely voluntary job. The mayor receives no payment from it's also voluntary. The mayor's official duties are voluntary. There's some other things that the mayor can do by virtue of his position. Similarly, constables aren't paid from borough funds. There are tasks that the elected constables can perform that for money if they choose to, but they're not paid merely for serving as constable.
Right.
The tax collector is the one borough elected official who actually is paid in Newtown Borough anyway. And as I understand it, at Judy, as tax collector, you collect taxes for the benefit of the borough, the Council Rock School District, and Bucks County.
That's correct.
And as I added everything up together, only about 4.5% of what you collect is actually for the borough. Is 6 mills for us, 120 mills for the district, 21 for the county?
29 mills for the county, and 107.96 mills for the school district.
Okay.
Right.
And I think that amounts to about 5%. Unfortunately,